What's up YouTube, back with another video, and today we're gonna go over 5 plays in the Celtics playbook. And I did a video on the Celtics playbook already, but 2K has updated it, so all the plays that I talked about in that video are no longer there. So this is the updated one. And also, instead of saying the player that you can run a certain play with, I'll just say the priority that they need in order to run it. And if you don't know what play priorities are, you can watch my video on how to assign plays. I'll leave that in the description, as well as I'll put it on the screen at the end. So let's get into it. So the first play is the fist horns curl. You can call this for anybody that has pick and roll point or pick and roll ball handler, and you'll end up with a corner 3 or a layup. So right here we call it for Kyrie, but Tatum will be the one to score on this most of the time. So Kyrie is going to start with the ball at the top, and he's going to go into this pick and roll action with Al Horford. And as he drives, Smart is going to set a flare screen for Tatum, and Tatum is going to run to the corner and get open for a 3. So this play is pretty good because it's pretty quick, and you end up with a corner 3 opportunity. And also, it's not obvious that you're running that kind of play, especially if you're playing against another person. They'll be so focused on guarding the pick and roll that they don't really have any idea of what's going on the other side of the court, and next thing you know, you just have an open 3. So it's good at catching people off guard. The next play is the Give 43 series. You can call this for anybody that has handoff priority, and you could get some 3-point opportunities as well as layups. So right here, we call it for Kyrie, and he's going to start in the corner. And Smart is going to start with the ball at the top. Then he's going to pass it over to Morris. Then Smart and Horford is going to set a double screen for Kyrie. And as soon as he come off that double screen, you could pass it to him and shoot the 3 if he's open. But if he's not, just hold the ball with Morris, and he's going to run around Morris to the left wing. And sometimes he'll be open for a 3 there. There's also 2 other things you could do with this play. So when Kyrie comes off the double screen, you could wait for him to pass Morris and then hold Y or triangle and have him cut to the rim. And with the spacing that you have, you'll get an open lane to the basket and get some easy layups. And another thing you can do is, as Kyrie comes off the double screen, hold circle or B and do a handoff, and from there you could drive with Kyrie or pull up for a mid-range or even a 3, depending on what the defense gives you. So I really like this play, especially for someone like Kyrie, because he could shoot, and even though he's not really athletic, he has some of the best layup animations in the game. Plus he has Hall of Fame relentless finisher and goal acrobat. So if the defense helps, you could do some euros, some floaters, some euro floaters, spin layups. You could do a lot of stuff with Kyrie. The next play is the Give 51 5 out. You can call this for anybody that has handoff priority, and it's designed to get you 2 layup opportunities. So right here we call it for Kyrie, and he's going to start with the ball on the wing. Then he's going to pass it to Horford at the top. Then he's just going to run around Horford and dive to the rim and get open for a layup. And when you pass it to Horford, you can just make sure you protect the ball and let Kyrie run around him. Or when Kyrie kind of lines up with him, you could hold Y or triangle and have him cut to the rim. And if Kyrie's not open, just hold the ball with Horford. Then you're gonna pass the ball over to Morris, and Kyrie is gonna set a screen for Tatum. Then Tatum is gonna dive to the rim and get open for a layup. And if Tatum doesn't get open, just pass the ball back to Kyrie, and the play ends in a pick and fade with Morris. So you could try to create a shot off of that. So this play is pretty nice. It has really good spacing and is relatively simple, but it's still effective because of the spacing, and it's good in those situations where you don't need a 3-pointer or you just want to get something going towards the rim. The next play is the Fist 25 STS double. You can call this for anybody that has pick and roll wing or pick and roll roll man. So right here we call it for Tatum, but Kyrie is going to start with the ball on the wing, and he's going to get 2 screens from Morris and Horford. And after you dribble through the screens, you could shoot a 3 if you're open, or mid-range, or try to get a layup. And if you're not open, just hold the ball. Then Morris is going to set a screen for Tatum. Then Tatum is going to come up to the top of the key, and sometimes he'll be open for a 3. And if he's not open, the play ends in a pick and fade with Horford, so you could try to create a shot off of that as well. Now with this play, when Kyrie has the ball and he dribbles through the 2 screens, it was designed for him to just go to the wing and just wait there. But I find it better if you actually drive, because you put the defender, whoever's guarding the person that's in the corner, you put him in a situation where he has to make a decision onto where he wants to help or just stay on the shooter. And if he helps, just pass it to whoever's in the corner. But if he stays on the shooter, then you could probably get an easy layup. Also, I noticed that when Kyrie drives, whoever's guarding Tatum, he sort of sags closer to the paint. And so when Tatum comes up to the top of the key, he usually has more space than if you was to just not drive with Kyrie. So this play is pretty good because you force the defense to make decisions. Like if you drive the ball with Kyrie, you force whoever's guarding the person in the corner to make a decision on whether to help or stay on the shooter. Also, when Kyrie dribbles through the 2 screens, you force the defense to make a decision to either switch or just to have whoever's guarding Kyrie to just try to keep up. And if the defense decides to have whoever's guarding Kyrie try to keep up, Kyrie is gonna be able to get to the rim or, get a shot off. But if they switch it, then you have a power forward or a center trying to guard Kyrie. So you could just stop the play right there, call an ISO, and score that way. The last play is the punch delay. You can call this for anybody that has post-up low priority. And even though it's a post-up play, we're going to use it to get a 3-point shot. So right here, we call it for Horford. And Kyrie is going to start with the ball at the top. Then he's going to pass the ball over to Horford. And it tells you to pass it, but don't do it. Just hold the ball with Horford. Then Kyrie and Morris are going to set a double screen for Tatum. Then Tatum is going to come up to the wing and get open for a 3. So when I was going through this playbook, I was looking for some plays to have Tatum run off some screens, but I really couldn't find any. But I saw this play, and I remember I had the same situation with Chris Middleton when I was doing the Bucks playbook video, because he really didn't have a lot of plays that had him running off of screens, even though he was a good shooter. And so even though there aren't many plays designed for Tatum to come off some screens that are good, you can use this. The play also ends in a pick and roll too, so if he's not open, you could try to create a shot off of that. So that's the end of the video. I hope this helped you. Like I said, I'll put the video on how to assign plays on the screen. And if you're interested in other videos like this, I'll put the playlist on the screen too, as well as the last playbook video I did, which was the Nuggets. As always, thanks for watching and stay tuned for more content.